The last experiment, it's the most complicated because it would last at least 1 week. We advise 1 week to have at least 7 days of measurement and to check during your lesson. Usually teachers have the lesson during the same day of the week with the students, so you could check the start, so you could prepare the start of the experiment and check the result during the last during your lesson. It helped to develop the idea of a long-term monitoring of the classroom, basing on observation and data collection of air temperature and humidity parameters and the presence of carbon dioxide. So this will simulate a long-term environment measurement to understand how environmental data are taken from the environment in real world. So it's simulation of real world analysis. First of all, you will need the STAIR quality control unit, because this is a plugged experiment, a device with a spreadsheet as in the fifth one, Google Sheet, Microsoft Excel. You have to decide which one you prefer or your pupils prefer. The software putty, you will have the instruction in technical toolkit to install it. It's an old software that will help you to use the IDE of Arduino, that it's the software that makes work Arduino and let you see the results and datas, but could not save the datas on your PC. This software will help you to save the datas on your PC. The IDE Arduino, map of the room as in the previous experiment, tape measure, the software, the USB cable for Arduino to keep it connected all the time to save the datas, electrical extension cable if it's necessary, if you will put the STAIR air quality control unit in each part of the room you decide, and Arduino will power supply if you could if you want to keep sure the data's connected all the time. All the STAIR air quality control unit needs more power supply than the USB. So USB will just be connected for that as a cable for data, and the wall power supply will supply energy for the control unit. As you can see, we produced a checklist. Is an example for you students, because every day students will have to check if the putty software is still working. If it's not still working, if it saved data, and as you see, you could put the hour of measurement, weather condition, to if they modify the data analysis which student did, if they turned on the PC and checked putty, if it's working, and if they had to save on CSV. In the technical toolkit you will see the step-by-step procedure to save in point CSV extension your datas. But if putty is turned off, when you close the putty window, will save the datas, but if you don't change the name of the file, will overwrite if you turn putty on again. So you have to explain to your pupils that they need to change the name of the file that Putty already built, and then restart Putty, and then check if it's working. The workshop over several days identifies great example of complexity for the student, since they are responsible for managing the operation of the electronic data collection materials. And it's explained to them how environmental monitoring works. So they need to go on with experiment the technical issues that an experiment could have. The chart will be that they will complete with the data and analysis and graphics will be more or less complete depending on the instrument problems the student will face and the quality of the scraping that will be done. This is important. They have to produce data analysis, they have to produce a relation if you want, and graphics.